I'm going to invite to the stage Paul and Jason. Jason, yeah, lovely.
Yes, this is the CRIBS team. Let's welcome them. A rousing applause.
Brilliant.
These are our
good guys.
workers. Yes.
These are good men here. And it's lovely. Thank you so much for coming along and putting up your stall here, Jason and Paul. And tell us about CRIBS. What is CRIBS? What do they do?
Right, CRIBS stands for Christian Resources in Bexley Schools. So we visit primary schools and some secondary schools, and we help schools teach Christianity. And there's also a intervention project called Unlimited as well that's fairly new. So that's just a couple of the things that we do.
We should first of all say it was started 30 years ago by a young man called Gordon Raggett.
Yeah, well, inside information there, wasn't it? So tell us about, so you go into schools. What are some of the things that you're finding today with young people? What are some of the things that you're having to address, and how are you doing that?
So yeah, I mean, traditionally we've been doing assemblies and we do RE lessons, but more and more we're actually finding that schools either haven't got the funds for that, or actually the areas of need are more to do with well-being and welfare for children. So the intervention work that Gordon mentioned, which we call Unlimited, which is why I'm wearing a slightly different T-shirt. So it says CRIBS here and Unlimited here. This is our traditional colours of CRIBS. So Unlimited is really where we do one-to-one or one-to-small groups, working with boys and girls in primary school, and we also do mentoring in secondary school. And it's really supporting the welfare teams, the Senkos, in terms of the well-being of children. And that has become more of an issue, to be honest, as well as the pressures in terms of teaching RE. But please pray, we do still continue going into schools. We're really thankful for that, teaching RE lessons as well. So yeah, it's really good.
That's awesome, and you're doing a fantastic job. And your plays, you do plays, don't you? We've always done plays. So tell us about that, Jason, because how does that happen and how often?
We do seasonal productions, one at Christmas and one at Easter. Yeah, and they're very much part of the CRIBS DNA. We've been doing plays every year. We present a half-an-hour drama at Easter or Christmas time, depending on the season, and we're able to share the message of the incarnation of Jesus and, of course, his death and resurrection at Easter. So it's a real highlight of the CRIBS liturgical year, our plays.
So tell us, how many children and how many schools do you work in?
Wow. So when we do the play, we normally do the play to about 12,000 children. So every Easter, every Christmas, 12,000 children are seeing the play that we do. Schools, I mean, we go into about 10 schools for doing RE lessons. We do the play in about 50 schools each time. Intervention work is about another 10 schools. We've also expanded, although we are Christian Resources in Bexley schools, we're also going into Swanley, Dartford, Crayford. So we've got wider in terms of the area that we're covering as well. So, yeah.
That's awesome. You're doing a fantastic job, guys. I'd love to encourage everybody here today to go to the stall. If you don't get the CRIBS newsletter, you really ought to put your name down and make sure you're on their mailing list so you hear about it. And if you're a believer in Jesus, you pray for these guys because they're doing a really important job.
Can I just say as well on that, so thank you to many of you, because the only reason we continue and the 30 years that we're celebrating is really because of the giving that we have from churches, from individuals. We don't get much money and funding from elsewhere, and that's actually got harder. Grants are harder to get if you're doing something to do with RE and Christianity. So we do really rely on you. So if you're not already supporting as a church or as an individual, yeah, we've got these packs over at the stall over there. Please do pray for us. And just, yeah, keep in touch with what we're doing as well. So thank you for those that already support. But if you haven't, or if you can increase your support. So as part of our 30 years, we set a challenge to raise £30,000 to help us. We've already raised £10,000 so far this year. So you can give, or you can come up with a way of fundraising in order for others to give so that you can give us what they give you. So let's see if we can get that £30,000. So thank you for all your support in many ways. Please do pray for us. So thank you. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Jason and Paul. Let's have a round of applause for the CRIB team.
Yeah. Yeah, well
and,
done.
well done, guys. You're so grateful for what you're doing.
Yeah.
Household of Faith are going to come. They're going to sing. They've got a choir.